Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning to you. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON Radio. Tuesday morning, September 3rd. It is the day after Labor Day. Thanks for joining us this morning, and our thanks to if you joined us yesterday during the holiday. I'm Joe Callahan. Linda Tebow's here. Good morning to you, Linda.
Good morning.
And I checked my emails, and there it was from Ed Carew saying he couldn't make it in today. And we kept wondering, where's Ed?
I know.
But Ed couldn't make it in. He says he's fine, but something came up and he just couldn't make it. So it happens. So Dave Richards is here.
I am.
There you are, there, Dave.
Okay.
Doing his best Ed Carew impersonation. How about that stock market, Ed?
Yes.
They had yesterday off. So it's a short trading week, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. The first segment of Coffee Ann is sponsored by the Carew Investment Group.
Don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. And we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. You can call in your comments or questions at 766-1240. So if you're listening live on Tuesday morning, we want to remind you once again about the Truman Bypass. And the roundabout is basically closed if you want to go from the roundabout to Clinton Street. Can't do it.
And Main Street is the Main Street bypass.
That's right. So you just got to go, if you enter the roundabout, you just got to go all the way around the roundabout and come back out, and then go on Main Street if you want to head down to Clinton.
So don't enter the roundabout.
Well, no, that would be a waste of time now. So, but the route from Clinton Street, where KFC is, to the roundabout, that's open.
Okay.
And it's going to be like this for the next 2 months.
Reduced speed and
there's
only one lane, and watch out for big trucks.
And workers. They'll be out there and like
what are
that.
they doing? Does
Yes, we know all about
that
it.
Side that's closed down for the cars is going to turn into a linear park/bike path.
We have the bike path there. No, you're going to confuse her by saying that.
Okay.
Well, the bike path is there already.
Bike path is there already, but it's kind of like, well, they got the Jersey barriers up and stuff like that. They'd like to have something a little more aesthetic, and it's like this. Now, think back a long time ago when you were a little girl. Main Street in Woonsocket was a horror show traffic-wise, right?
It was.
One-way traffic, and that one way wasn't moving all that fast. All right, so they took the cesspool, which was the Lyman Arnold Trench, in back of the buildings on Main Street.
Right.
They filled it in before the DEM got involved, when nobody was looking at the state, and they put in a 4-lane road, 2 lanes going this way, 2 lanes going that way, a parkway, a virtual gorgeous parkway in the middle of the city. Soon, nobody was on Main Street, and they found out they could make it 2-way on Main Street with the less traffic. So they did all that. But now they're saying, geez, we don't need 4 lanes to bypass Main Street. And there's a couple of other things here. Somebody wants to put a hotel there, and we want to... So let's just cut it down to 2 lanes and make it a park alongside, between the bike path and the 2 lanes. So the 2 lanes that are presently going in one direction from the Social and Clinton Street area toward the roundabout at Vernon Street, those 2 lanes will become 1 lane this way and 1 lane that way, with a broken white stripe down the middle, so you could kill yourself and try to pass somebody on the corner. Well, they think of everything.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen in 2 months.
And
2 months,
that's
yeah.
right. They're going to dig it all up,
There you go.
And
put it
all
in big
starts
trucks, haul
this
it away
morning.
to a landfill, and then they're going to plant some grass seed and stuff like that, and some trees and
Oh,
stuff.
they're just
like
not going to throw it in the Blackstone River? It's right there.
No, they're not going to do it in the Blackstone River. No.
Best not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All right.
so anyway, that's basically what's happening, and it starts
Or
couple
has
of hours
started.
ago.
Yeah.
today, this morning.
Yeah, it was supposed to start at 6.
You can no longer go from Coffee Connection to KFC. Well, it'd be the say the police station, with a 2-lane road going in that direction. That 2-lane road's going away. You've taken it for the last time already.
Yep.
Oh,
So you have to go all the way.
okay.
You have to go to Main
So
Street.
when I
and
want to
head
go
down.
to the office, then I can't do that anymore.
You can't do
Doing
that anymore. You have to go to Main
Main
Street
Street.
and go
Oh, that's
down
right. You
Main
used to
Street.
use that a
That's what
lot.
I used
Yeah.
to
That's
get
right.
there. Yes,
Exactly.
indeed.
That's how we would
Exactly.
bring the truck down to Autumn Fest and
No.
all the rest of that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
It's going to take you extra 2 minutes.
after November 1st or thereabouts, you know
Yeah.
how construction can be. But they schedule it for November 1st. You'll be going the same direction, but on the
Other
other
side.
side that was 2 lanes coming at you, now will
gotta
be
be
1
one
lane
lane.
coming at you and 1 lane going with you.
Okay. Wow.
All
That
right.
should be a bit of a, with Autumn Fest coming up, that,
And we had to hurry up because otherwise the explanation of what's going on would take till November 1st. Never mind the excavation.
but that should be a little tricky with Autumn Fest
Yeah,
coming.
I'm sure
Eh.
there'll be signs up and
Yeah.
detours and
Yeah.
reminders of what you can and cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
So just we're doing our part here to pass that along to you.
They're also going to try to fix it so that the what's left of the bypass doesn't flood in when the river rises, because there's a low water mark over there where the water from the bypass would flow into the river, but conversely, when the river rises, it flows back out onto the bypass.
Yes, it does.
They're going to try to stop that. I think they're going to put a big sign up so the river knows it can't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell the river.
Yeah.
All right, other events
Good to
going
know,
on.
'cause I would
We're
go
being
that
a,
way.
we're being a
Thank
little
you.
facetious this
I know.
morning, friends.
You just would have been in the roundabout for a while.
Yeah,
Going in circles here. Alrighty, other things going on. The sad story it came out the last week where the little 7-year-old girl was shot in
Oh.
the car. She has passed away.
What?
She didn't make it.
She has passed away.
She didn't make it.
Yep.
Gunshot wound took her.
Oh,
Yep,
my God.
and,
when did that?
It happened last Thursday
Yeah.
on Florence Street. They have arrested
In
two
a car with
suspects.
a family, and 2 guys
She's just-
decided to shoot it out.
Shoot it, yeah.
One of the bullets went into her.
Yeah, just
She died.
and she passed away. Police have arrested a 19-year-old man and a 26-year-old man.
Right.
And they've both been charged with the murder in the child's death. Maybe they're trying to get the other one to rat the other one out to see who actually did the shooting. I don't know.
Heaven knows.
So they're supposed to be in court today,
Doesn't always work in Rhode Island. We don't have death
Yeah.
penalty here.
and there may be some additional charges. Police are still investigating what led to this shooting. Were these guys shooting at each other?
Well, that's the synopsis, but I don't. Cops are still sorting it out.
Okay, so yeah.
Well,
But
they
it's-
did say they knew each other, and they were probably not happy
Yeah.
with each other.
So
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame.
it is, and you know what happens. You know,
She's a little angel now.
when you get you know these the people that on the streets that get these guns, they don't take shooting lessons. They're not going to over MTR in North Smithfield and say, let me see, try to hit the bullseye. So they get these guns and they don't know how to shoot, or they don't know how to shoot straight. And now they just
Well,
it's
worse than
sprayed
that,
all over
they,
the place.
they haven't been taught to look beyond your target
Oh no,
and see what your bullet's
you
going to
might hit.
hit after it either goes through your target or
You miss your
goes
target.
beyond, or you miss your target. What's it going to hit? And then that
Well,
was
I-
was that the Onlyville section?
Well, the bottom
Florence
line
Street,
is
I'm not sure where it
they
is.
shouldn't have been shooting at each other anyways in
Oh,
a
well,
car,
Yeah, that's
whether they were,
That kinda
a
goes-
bullseye shot or
True.
not.
I know.
And it was wrong.
but they live in a whole different world.
Well, I know they do. And how
And
they
it's
get
their
them.
world, doggone it.
And I wonder
Yes.
if they legalized legal guns or
Well, that's
ghost
what they say when they. It could,
guns or-
we're looking at other charges, so there could be that. The guns bought legally. Are they illegal guns? Do you have any permits to carry the guns? You know, stuff,
Yeah.
all that fun stuff.
To buy a gun, I guess you don't need to do the, take those tests in the course before you can buy one, like they do in Massachusetts. In Massachusetts,
You know, I was
do.
just talking to
They do have to in
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
no, I was just talking to Bob Cool over at MTR about
Yeah.
this, and you do have to take a test.
Well, do you think they did?
These people, no.
No, probably
no,
not.
I don't think so.
You
If
know, that's the thing.
Doing it the legal
Law-abiding-
way,
yeah.
yes, you do have to
Yeah,
take a
you
test.
do have to take a test.
And a background check.
in a background,
Yeah.
yeah. And so law-abiding citizens would do that.
Yes.
Or at least
The bad
previously
guys-
law-abiding
Yeah, the
citizens.
bad
Yes.
guys will always get the guns,
Well, that's right.
one way or another.
Yeah.
And they don't sound like good guys.
And when I took my my one criminal justice class in college, got an A. My one criminal, and the guy who taught it was a retired sheriff, and out in Idaho, and he always said the bad guys, they never go purchase their guns.
No, they don't.
They
No.
unfortunately they get their guns from the law-abiding citizens because
Right.
they steal them.
Many times, or they get them
Yeah,
from
or some-
the guy
well,
that
got it from-
everybody knows that has the
that
guns.
can get 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Who gets them from the people who
That's-
stole them?
yeah. So that
Sometimes there's a middleman.
Talk about an innocent bystander, 7 years
know.
old.
yeah, just sitting in the car. It's just a
is
terrible tragedy there.
So wrong.
Then we had another, I guess, a tragedy avoided. A man in Pawtucket was pulled over. Oh, there was a crash on 95. A man from Cranston, a 22-year-old man, had his child in the car, so he was charged with driving under the influence. And then there's a separate charge. I didn't even know this was a separate charge.
Right.
That you're driving under the influence with a child under 13 in the car. That's a whole separate charge. I didn't realize that. And carrying a weapon
Right.
while intoxicated, yet another charge. And there are others, I'm sure, driving charges were pulled up, but no one died in this case, so that's a good situation. But yeah, so he was arrested on Sunday night. It doesn't say if he crashed into another car or just crashed on his own, but he was charged with being driving under the influence of liquor. So do they have to make that difference now, as opposed to driving under the influence of like marijuana? They say, because it says specifically driving under the influence of liquor.
I don't think
the
it's a
story.
separate. I don't think it's a separate crime. I think it's driving under the influence, and informationally, it was liquor.
Okay. So specifically to Linda here, we have a note that was called in, 766-1240.
Really?
Yes.
I was waiting for the Cora haters to come out.
Nope, not yet.
I'm about to join their ranks.
Linda, being that you're a North Smithfield resident,
Yes.
and Dave and I are not, do you have water problems inside your home? As far as
Is this a commercial?
That's what it sounds like. Call this number.
Right.
But no, as far as discoloration is concerned, caller says friends of his have problem with the above subject. Isn't this a problem that the town has had for years on the water situation in town? So
No, I don't have discolored water.
you don't. Okay.
And I don't know that we've had, most of the town now is on Woonsocket water.
Okay.
Not myself. I get my water from Blackstone.
Okay.
But
Don't some people still get them from wells?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
No, they don't. No, we don't. I mean, well, in some of the areas they have private wells, but that's far out.
Is it?
You know, like more on the outskirts of town where water isn't supplied there. But no.
So this person says their friend's having this problem, and if they are, would that something that they would contact the town about?
Well, I would. Yeah, surely,
Okay.
yeah.
Call the water department or call the
Call
town
the
hall?
well, I would call the water department.
Okay,
Definitely,
and say, hey, we got
definitely.
discoloration water. They weren't doing any hydrant flushing.
Flushing
is
usually.
done, right?
Well, that's the only time you would see
Yeah.
it is when they're flushing the hydrants, and they tell you we're flushing the hydrants.
Right.
So
But that's been done.
run the water.
That's
Yeah,
completed
that's
for
done.
this
I didn't
time of
see any
year.
notice for that.
yeah.
For North, not for North. We saw it
Not,
for
not
Woonsocket.
recently. Not
Yeah.
recently.
Okay. So our suggestion, according to Linda,
Doesn't mean I couldn't have missed it.
right, is just to call the North Smithfield Water Department
I
and
would
say,
call the
hey,
water
this is
department,
what the
yeah.
issue is.
You can go to the
Okay.
WoonsocketRadio.com website and see what it said in the North Smithfield newsletter.
About this.
It would be in there, but I didn't read the whole newsletter before I passed it on to posting.
All right. We're going to take our first break here in the Coffee and program. Ed Carew could not be with us this week. Hopefully, Ed can join us next week. And this portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Carew Investment Group.
Retiring soon? That's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3, Cumberland, Rhode Island. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, call Ed or Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Seasonal allergies got you down? The Honey Shop has a solution. Breathe. It's the all-natural cold and allergy remedy made right here in Woonsocket. Or perhaps you have sleep problems, arthritis, or some other ailment that you're looking for a natural solution. The Honey Shop is also starting classes again. So, if you're looking to learn something new, stop by 1300 Park Avenue in Woonsocket near Park Square, or give them a call at 401-766-1488. The Honey Shop.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Dave Richards. Ed Carew
Hi.
could not be with us this week. So this is what they're doing down in Providence. If you, and I don't agree with this, by the way.
Okay.
They're giving you a few strikes and then you're out. I believe it should be no strikes and you're out. Because you learn, from the time you learn to drive, you stop with the school bus with the flashing lights.
Of course you do.
In both directions.
Right.
Well, in Providence...
Unless, of course, you think you can get by before anybody notices.
Well, now
Yeah, no.
they've installed all the buses with safety cameras that will record your license plate.
They put
as you
flock
buy-
cameras on the buses?
Well, I don't know what kind of cameras they're calling it. They're
Well.
calling them safety cameras, Dave.
Well,
So,
sounds like they operate the same way.
so beginning today, because today's the first day of school in Providence, there'll be it's a warning period for drivers, and I don't agree with the warning
I
period.
don't even, not for a school bus.
You know from the time you start driving, you stop for the school buses.
Absolutely.
So it's a free ride for the next month until October 1st.
Whoa.
Then we're going to start giving out fines.
They should have started the free ride in June.
Yes. So it's $250 for your first offense, and then $500 for each additional offense after that if you keep getting caught. But why
you
not
should
start it
never
right now?
pass. You should.
You never pass a bus.
You never do.
Flashing lights, big stop sign.
It says
and
stop.
in Rhode Island,
Yeah.
A bus monitor comes out.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
allows the
we-
kids to cross the
right.
street.
Yeah, right.
They don't have that in Mass. We don't have
No.
no bus monitors.
And they look under the.
They come out, and I know it takes a while because they gotta look
does.
under the bus, and then they have to go around the back of the bus,
That's
and then
the
look
drill.
under the bus.
You got to do it.
And they do it every single time.
Yes, they do.
And so, yeah, you got to wait an extra 30
And is
seconds.
it annoying when you're behind it?
Yes, it
it
is.
is. But too bad.
Because I'm looking. There's nobody there.
But too bad.
And it drives you crazy. Because, yes, okay, if one kid gets off the bus and doesn't go in front of the bus, they
Yeah.
go in the other direction.
Yeah.
Why do you have to keep looking under the
I
bus?
know, but they do.
You just saw that one kid get off.
Yeah. Maybe another one snuck.
Well,
Snuck under when you weren't
Yeah.
looking.
It-
so.
yeah.
I understand
It's,
why.
it's
I mean,
easy to poke fun at that.
I know it is.
I recall in the North End here in Woonsocket when a little girl just got an idea.
And ran back.
She just got an idea to do something after she got off the bus. She wasn't even thinking of it. The adults had no idea
Yeah.
that she was going to do, and she just changed direction. They started moving the bus, and she had changed direction. They thought she was one place, and she was another, and she got hurt very badly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
it could
but I
happen.
mean, as far as cars, you
But, yeah,
stop.
yes.
You stop.
So
It's- that's the drill.
I don't think you should be giving them
No, I don't think so either.
a warning for September. They should just penalties right away.
They should.
Dave, do you agree with that? Penalties right away?
I wouldn't have any problems with that, but
Okay.
I understand that lawyers and stuff say, well, you want to avoid some litigation, give them, you got to be able to demonstrate some sort of restraint of power.
Why? in this case.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's the
you-
law.
you
The
know.
law is you do that,
Right.
and you, as you said, when you learn how to drive,
Well, you see,
You're taught that,
learn
yeah.
that.
because lawyers know that there are other people in society who also have law degrees who are very skilled at playing the heartstrings and saying, well, gee whiz, this is new technology and we haven't vetted it yet and we haven't, and yeah. And, just trying to get to work on time. Whatever those other lawyers could come up with, the lawyers that work for the community would say, let's just be sure that no one can come up and appeal this thing by giving it a soft start. Do everything except collect the money. And then we'll see if there's anything wrong with the technology and how it works. Otherwise, we're going to spend all our money defending ourselves.
All right, and then
and a little one gets
that's the-
killed in the meantime.
meantime.
Well, that certainly, that's why I said you should have done it in June.
Yeah. All right, then in with that scenario, Dave, in Pawtucket and in Providence, and I'm sure other communities, they have those cameras up in the school zones
Right.
to catch speeders
Speeders.
going through, and they want you slowing down to 20 miles an hour. So now that it's the beginning of school, should we have a free pass for the first month? And say, oh well, we're not really gonna send out those tickets until October.
Well, no, because that technology isn't new this year.
But I forgot over the summer
It's-
that I
it's-
have to slow down in the school zone.
Well, go ahead and whine all you want and have your lawyer try to
Yeah.
press
Well,
it. But the
that's
fact
right,
is
yeah.
that you're trying to reduce the possibility that someone will impair your program with a decent defense. No matter how weird the defense might be, but if it's a persuading defense,
yeah.
and you want to be sure that you have done everything you can to be sure this thing is ready for prime time before you start collecting the fines. So it's a dress rehearsal. I understand it, and I understand that bad things happen because of insurance companies and lawyers. What can I tell you?
Okay, but it's gotten to the point where
Sorry, Bob.
There's a certain stretch of Mineral Spring Avenue
Right.
between North Providence and Pawtucket. There's a school there, and even in the summertime when I'm going by, 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I know exactly when it starts, and I know exactly when it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
that's
it-
down near Lance's place.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's right. And even though it's July, and I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Most all the other cars,
Yeah.
because we just don't know when the cameras are working.
You're right. Yeah.
So it's just okay, slow, and you're only going 20 for 200 yards, maybe, and that might just be it. I mean, it's not very far. So,
But it's a busy and confusing area of that town, so.
yeah. So, all right. So that's what's going on. So if you're in Providence, don't pass the school buses at their stop. But
If
anyway,
you're anywhere, don't pass a school bus.
Good idea.
It's
When I was-
against the law.
when I was 16, I was a passenger with a friend of mine, and we were driving, and he passed the school bus going in the other direction. He wasn't behind it.
Yeah.
Passing, and we could see the school. You could see the driver, waving, waving their hands like this, and he still went right by, and I just said to him, Kevin, you're supposed to stop there. They didn't have the school bus sign, the stop sign that came out then. That wasn't in vogue yet. And he's like, as we went by, and I told him, he's like, oh yeah, that's right. But I did it, and I went by it, and oops, I'm sorry, and we kept going. So, okay, mistakes can be made. I get it, but yeah. I said, did you see the bus driver flashing or waving her arms? He's like, no. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, this doesn't affect Dave or Linda, but it's primary day in Massachusetts. I wish Ed was here. Ed, who are you going to vote for? Because and the big there's a three-way primary on the Republican side. There's three men.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yes, three men are vying for the chance to go against Elizabeth Warren.
To
And,
lose, to mean
to
lose,
lose
to lose again, to
Elizabeth
Elizabeth Warren.
Warren. So yeah, so we have the city council president from Quincy, Ian Kane, an attorney named John Deaton, and an industrial engineer named Bob Antonellis. The only thing I've received from any of them got one mailer in the air. In the mail came in last week from John Deaton. Okay, so I don't know why we have primary day today and why it's not next week, like Rhode Island's primary day. But I don't know who makes up these decisions other than the Secretary of State. So
Yeah.
Some Board of Elections. group,
I
yeah.
guess.
When they pick the dates, they pick them way, way ahead.
And it might be because in Mass, not everywhere, I think, but in Mass, I still don't think they've gone back to school yet. So today's is an off day. School will start tomorrow, so we can go vote and not get in the way of the kids today. If we waited till next week, we would be in the way.
Okay.
So that kind of thing. So I
Yeah,
think
I don't
that's
know.
what the deal is there. So I'm gonna go vote today.
You're gonna go vote, huh?
I'm gonna go vote. Yeah. Dave said recent polls have shown that Warren in Mass has a large lead against any of these three
Of course.
right now. So she's sitting there going, doesn't matter who you vote for, I'm still way out ahead, in front of all the others. So there you go. I don't know if you saw it on the on 60 Minutes, but they did a thing on Gina Raimondo.
No.
Yeah, Leslie Stahl did a whole their usual 18-minute interview that they do, and they asked her right at the end, "You're getting pretty high up there in the Democratic Party, Gina. Any thoughts about running for president?" And you know what her answer was? "I love being the Commerce Secretary." And that was it. That was the end of the interview. Leslie came on afterwards and said, "Yeah, that's a good political answer right there."
It
And they
is.
said, but the other rumors going around, if Harris wins the president, Gina's in line to be the next Treasury Secretary
Oh, there you go.
under her
Yeah.
campaign. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just another step up in how to become
Sure,
the
yeah.
president. I'm like, all right. And then we had the story about Maura Healey, governor of Massachusetts. The rumors going around is that she might be the attorney general if Harris becomes the president.
Really?
And the reporters asked her, "Hey, what do you think about taking that job?" And what did she say?
I love
She
being the
said,
governor.
I love
I
being
love being
governor
governor."
of Massachusetts.
It's a typical answer you have to
But you
give.
remember when Gina was governor,
Yes.
and she and there were offers going around that rumors going around that she might be offered something. And I love being the governor,
Rhode
and
Island,
I
yes.
love what
Rhode
I'm
Island,
doing, and I
yes.
love Rhode Island, and I love and I love and I love, and then she didn't love us anymore. No, but good for her. She's a smart lady. Good for her.
An ambitious soul.
Oh yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dave, it would have driven you crazy
Yeah.
watching this 60 Minutes report. Because
How many times did it try to make her cry?
they didn't try to make her cry at all.
Really?
Because she's done.
There was a
she
guy
hasn't
that
done-
tried
she
to make
hasn't
him
done anything
cry.
wrong.
Yeah.
This isn't one. This isn't one
60
of those
Minutes is just
corruption
awful.
pieces. This is one of those. This is what Gina does, and this is what a great job she's doing,
Mm.
kind of thing. But they did.
And how much she pay for that?
I don't know. They didn't ask that question. But they did.
Not run by broadcasters anymore.
I forget,
CBS is run by a movie company.
I forget what company they were talking about. It could have been a wind turbine company or something like that. But Gina was going on and on, Dave, about it's so great to see so many women working here.
Oh, yeah, the most
And
sexist
just-
person I've ever met.
And
The most
yes.
sexist person I
and
ever
she
met,
loves-
Gina
she
Raimondo.
loves- and
In person.
I watched it. I watched it specifically because I know you've had that run-in with her about that down at URI.
Yeah.
And I said, I wonder if she's going to bring it up, and she did. And I'm like, wow. She loves to point that out that there's so many women in the workforce doing whatever job they were doing at this.
But not
specific
enough. There's still a
company.
few guys around.
Yes.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
Well, and she
I
was,
want the best person. I don't care what
Right.
color
Now
they're
they-
wearing.
now they
and
talked about-
what gender they.
Absolutely.
and now I know this was
why
probably
do you even bother seeing it?
This
Yeah.
was probably taped months ago, so Gina was still very big on the whole DEI, diversity, something and inclusion. I
Yeah,
forget what
which
the-
is
I forget what
quickly
the,
growing out of
Inclusion.
fashion just in
I
time
know
for
it
the
is,
for
just
the
in time for
election.
but she brought it up and say because we need more of this kind of thing. I'm like, ooh, people are rebelling against that. You might want to look at your stance
Well, exactly.
on that,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
why
no,
don't we have the
she-
best person for the job?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. She's one piece of work. I lost all my respect for her when I met her in person and worked with her on a project, and I said, my goodness, this person. Ay, ay, ay. And when
Well-
she left the state of Rhode Island, I felt safer.
Well, she's.
And it was
she will run for president.
it was a horrible way that she left too. But what can you do?
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program and more coming your way. Time for the weather forecast being brought to you by True Green.
With a high of 72 and a breeze from the northwest. Tonight, clear, overnight low of 47, calm wind. Wednesday's weather, sunshine and 78. Thursday, sunshine and 76. Friday, mostly sunny and 77. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 74. Sunday, chance of a shower, but partial sunshine and a high of 74. Next Monday, mostly sunny, high of 73.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, where we have sunny skies and temperatures drop. We're at 59 degrees.
Joe?
Yes, Dave?
If you want a great-looking lawn next spring, now's the perfect time to get started on it. And nobody makes it easier than True Green. Get 50% off one application with an annual plan. Visit truegreen.com today. Restrictions apply.
Hi, my name is Brad Azinski, and I currently live in Washington State. Why does a man who lives 3,000 miles away from Woonsocket care about the mayor's race? Because one of the men seeking that job is my uncle, John Ward. Let me tell you about John Ward, not the finance director or city councilman, but the man, and how he changed the course of my life. As a teen, I started getting into serious trouble at school and with the law. I was expelled from Cumberland High School and soon found myself in the DCYF system, but in March of '94, my Uncle John and Aunt Kathy stepped up and took me into their home, despite knowing their two sons would be exposed to their older cousin. John and Kathy helped me get back on track by ensuring I was enrolled at Woonsocket High School, staying out of trouble, and landing my first job washing dishes at Christopher's Restaurant. I'm a proud class of 1996 WHS grad and went on to earn a computer engineering degree. I've since had an extraordinary career where I've traveled the world living in 3 countries outside the US and rose into the executive ranks of Intel and now Samsung. I'm blessed with an incredible career and a family of a wife and 4 children, none of which would have happened without John. He taught me the value of education, hard work, and resiliency. Most importantly, he showed me the value of integrity and doing the right thing. John came into my troubled life and turned me around. Now he looks forward to turning around the city that I call my hometown and all of you call home. I know he can do it because I lived it. My uncle saw that I could do better. Woonsocket can do better too. Please elect John Ward for mayor.
Paid for by friends of John Ward.
Lou Mandeville here to tell you the only place to get your local high school and college scores, as well as the Pats, Bruins, Celtics, and Sox is on my morning sports reports. And they are right here on ON 1240, Monday through Friday on the Morning Fun Show.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan
entirely
here.
welcome.
With Linda Tebow and Dave Richards. Ed Crew could not be with us this week. And
What a shame.
Linda, if you were looking for something to do, head on down to the State House today, and you can see the NBA championship trophy. No?
Of course,
No, all right.
when they hear the replay on this later on, this
All
will
right.
be because it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock Tuesday morning is
As
when
we
it's gonna be
record
there.
this, it's yet to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, if you're just not listening to us early live on Tuesday morning, this has already happened, so don't bother going down. But Joe Mazzulla, who's a Johnston native and played his basketball days at Bishop Hendricken, is bringing the championship trophy to the State House for a little ceremony.
And I think that's cool.
That he's
You know,
bringing
that
it,
he's
yeah.
from Rhode Island and, you know,
Yeah.
he was an athlete here and he's bringing it. That's a good thing. But no, I won't.
Go down and
No.
have your picture taken and like that.
No, I'm happy that they won.
Oh, yeah.
I
me
am
too.
very happy that they won.
Mhm.
But, you know, I'm not a big basketball.
Well, so, okay, it's not a big
fan.
deal. Oh, okay. The other thing, this happened last week, and I might have mentioned it to Dave. A former retired professional wrestler, Hulk Hogan, was in Rhode Island
Yes, I saw that.
because he's promoting his new beer.
Yeah.
He's got his new Great American Beer, and so he went to different liquor stores around Rhode Island. And I mentioned this, the further north he came in Rhode Island was Johnston.
Yeah.
And then he went to Warwick and Newport.
Well,
and-
there is nothing after
I know,
Johnson,
I
is
know.
there? No.
But you know what I
The
found out?
state ends in Providence. You didn't know that. There's
I
no
don't-
northern
I don't think he
Rhode
went to
Island.
Providence though. But anyway, he went to a liquor store in Johnston. I actually considered going, and I'm like, no, because I really don't know how the crowd that's going to show up. Is it going to be a very large crowd? And I think it's going to be. Even though he was supposed to be there from 11 to like 12:30 or something like that, 11 or maybe 11 to 12. I said, no, I better not. So a friend of mine went, got his picture taken with him, thought it was great. But then I found out from other people who did go, and they waited in line over an hour and didn't get to meet him.
No.
So a large crowd did show up. Well, they're on a schedule. Okay, you got this liquor
That's
store.
true.
Yeah,
Now we got to get you in the car. We got to drive you to another liquor store
Yeah.
where more people are waiting for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's sorry, you got to go. And I heard the crowd in Warwick, and I don't remember the liquor store he was at down there. I thought it was Hoxie Four Corners, but I'm not positive on that. Was huge. I mean, 2-hour waits to see him down there.
Wow.
So it was a big deal. But I do wonder.
But was it 2-hour waits to see him or 2-hour waits to not see him?
To not see him,
Oh, dear.
basically. If you were first in line, great. But if not after
Yeah.
that, because you know they don't time you when you're meeting a celebrity, so it's quick. Hi, how are you? Shake hands. Nice to meet you. Quick picture.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye. Move on.
Yeah.
And please, and here's a 6-pack. Please go purchase this at the register. And so I asked, so I wonder how sales went for the beer. And then I asked someone who's actually tried it. I said, how is his beer? And it's like, he's like, it was okay. Didn't think it was anything special. You know, if you like Bud or Bud Light or Coors Light, it's about the same. Oh, okay. So there you go. But you get the nice red, white, and blue, and you get his picture on the can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Sounds like Billy beer to me.
something like that. And you're right. It'll probably stick around a little bit longer than that. So, okay,
Well,
just
I don't
let
know.
you
There's
know.
some cans of Billy beer still out there, haven't been opened yet.
Well,
'cause
they're
people think
collector's
it'll be
items.
worth something. Yeah.
What, $1 now?
Hmm.
I'm not in that collecting a trade kind of thing. So, Newport teachers are playing an informational picket. Do informational pickets ever work?
Well, sure they do. They get you on
Yeah.
the news.
Well,
Get people
true.
talking about your situation.
Okay.
It's a good first step that doesn't necessarily hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Because this is the first day of school scheduled in Newport today anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're doing it with a few less faculty members.
The faculty members are not happy with their superintendent. And
No, they
that's
want
the
him
issue.
gone. They say, this guy's a tyrant. We don't want
This-
to work for him.
This woman.
I'm sorry.
It's a woman.
I'm sorry. It is a woman.
Yeah.
All right.
Colleen Germain.
My mistake.
She's operating in violation of their contract.
See, I
with
don't see
labor
the
law.
difference
Oh,
between one or
really?
the other.
Oh.
The Teachers Association of Newport has filed grievances and unfair labor practices charges against the superintendent for making changes without the teacher input that it claims will be detrimental to students. They don't go into details about what those are, but they're not happy with their superintendent. So that's what the informational picket comes along to. So any parents that may be coming by, because they are hanging out in front of an elementary school.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing it in front of the high school would be kind of silly, but pass it out in front of the students. This is what we say about our superintendent, and we don't like it.
No
It doesn't say they want to
confidence.
remove, but it sounds. If you read between the lines,
Yeah.
we would like.
Well,
it,
either
we would like
remove
it
them
gone.
or make them do what they're supposed to do according to the teachers.
Yeah.
Labor
Okay.
unrest is just the tip of the iceberg, Joe. It's a lot more of it coming.
Oh, goody.
Lots more
Look
coming.
at the hotels.
Because
yeah.
Linda remembers, it was just a few dissident, factions and stuff like that in the mid '60s, and then it got serious. And for another 6 to 8 years, it was nothing but labor strife, no matter where you went.
Well, they plan to end the strike of the hotel workers tonight.
Do they?
No, just the
Well,
one in Boston.
Just the one in Boston.
Now
And then we
they've
move
got
on- then we
strike
move on to other places.
authorizations in the other cities, and they
Yeah.
may just switch over to them.
Yeah.
The 3-day
Kind of
strike.
sharing the love.
The 3-day strike was called by the union representing thousands of workers, Hilton, Hyatt, and Marriott properties around the country on Sunday. The Unite Here union represents the workers, say they are demanding better pay and benefits, along with fair work schedules and increased staffing. That's the tough part.
Well,
You can't get anyone to apply. It's tough to increase
Well,
the
it's
staffing.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, it's a union's job to get you more, no matter how much you got.
Yeah.
But I seem to recall that they took a big hit during the pandemic. And they were
Hotels did, yeah.
promised that, they were
they did.
promised that after the pandemic, they'd be taken care of.
Yeah.
They've got some very significant, or well-formed, shall I say, ideas on what being taken care of means, and the hotels are not coming through with that because they have a difference of opinion there.
Well, the hotels are
But they
saying we
want to be
haven't
able to
rent-
retire. They
Yeah.
they want to be taken care of like auto workers.
hotels say they have not come back to pre-pandemic levels
Right.
yet.
Yet.
And now, is
Yeah.
that true? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, it's
not.
easy
I
to
don't know.
find
I don't know.
out
Well,
from the room
yeah.
tax and the rest of
Yeah.
that, you know.
So, all right. So that's what's going on there. We'll see if anything, because one of the cities that they say can have a strike for the hotel workers is Providence.
Providence too.
And if the word goes out, okay, it's now you guys, because Boston is back. You're close enough, so maybe you guys go on strike next. We'll have to see. Yeah, here's a good story. All right, about the workings of the U.S. government and how they are on top of things, going out. And when you're able to extradite a man back to the United States from a foreign country, that's a third world country, something's working right. And this man was a man from Lowell, Massachusetts, who's accused of killing his girlfriend and leaving her body
Stuffing
in a
her
car
in the trunk of a
at
car and
Logan
parking
Airport.
it at the airport and
Yeah.
taking a one-way flight out of the country.
And then he hopped on a flight and flew to Kenya. They got him. Left her in the parking garage. Went to Nairobi. He was arrested in Kenya in January. Briefly escaped from custody while meeting with his lawyers. Here, run out this window while I'm not looking. But he was flown back to Boston on Saturday, and he's going to be in Suffolk Superior Court today. So
Oh, that's good.
our
Considering what
government
he's
working with
facing
their
over
government.
here, a little trying to skip out is understandable. But at least they got him back.
And he probably thought, if I can get back to Kenya and, get out of, what's the town? Where did he fly? Nairobi. Get out
Yeah.
into the outback there,
Right.
get into the bush. I could disappear, and I'll never be seen from again, and I
Right.
can get away with this. But good work by everybody all the way around.
Sure.
That they were able to get him
course-
and get him back here.
The nation of Kenya knows, they should play ball with the United States anyway. Otherwise, their runners in April will be tagged for speeding or something like that. There'll be repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Another good story. Down on
Just
the,
kidding, Joe.
I
You're
know,
supposed
I
to
know.
laugh. My goodness.
Down on Cape Cod, an off-duty firefighter is credited with saving a swimmer who was pulled unresponsive from a pond in Wellfleet.
Yeah.
So, well, good for the off-duty firefighter.
Anybody who has a chance to learn those techniques, CPR and
Yep.
AED and things like that, even if you never use them, and we hope you never have to use them, but just being exposed to it, you are now a lifesaver.
So this happened Saturday on Dyer Pond in Wellfleet. It was an off-duty firefighter from Maine. Just happened to be on the Cape for Labor Day weekend, and was able to pull the unnamed man. Was able to pull the man from the water.
Right.
The unnamed firefighter, like Dave said, began CPR, and soon afterward, the person's pulse was restored and regained consciousness. So the fire officials say the brave actions of the Maine fireman led to a positive outcome in what could have been a very dire situation. So, good for
Dire
them.
Lake, a dire situation.
Well, that's clever.
I hear you
huh?
just
yes,
say that?
That's right. Well,
Can't sneak those past me, Callahan, no
It's-
matter what condition I'm in.
the Dyer Pond is Dyer.
Yes.
The dire situation, Dire.
Yes.
They
Very
mean
good.
two different things.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, makes you wonder how was he unresponsive in the water? Medical issue?
Well, yeah. it
Just
could be,
floating there, you
depends.
know.
fall asleep on
And
the
you
raft.
call,
That
you
could
call
be
to
one.
him
Yeah.
and he doesn't respond.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's unresponsive in the water, Joe.
Well, I mean,
Doesn't
but,
take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
but he wasn't just sleeping.
No.
There was something else
No.
going
Right.
on. So-
Well,
He was
there
having an event.
many things could have caused that, but firefighters are wonderful people.
yes.
They're EMTs, most of them, and they're
Well, Joe, I want to
They're
know
good
why we
people.
haven't been discussing the September swoon. Here we are in the third day of
sucks.
September. They got an early start this year, but
I
they
know, it
seem to
started
be
right after the
struggling
o-
against it. They were waiting for September to come so they
It-
could do the official nosedive.
it was just like last year, though. After the All-Star game,
Yeah.
same thing.
Downhill.
Downhill.
Yeah. I don't
They were
get it.
doing super before then, and
They were at the All-Star break. They were 5 games out of first place.
I know.
And
And
there
then-
was talk of maybe we can catch
We're
the
going to do
Baltimore
it
Orioles.
this year.
Yeah.
We're going to do
We can
it this
we don't
year.
have to worry about the wild card. We're going to come in first
We're
place.
going to first place, yeah,
Well, now I think they're 11 games out of first place.
easily. Sure.
And what are they? 5 games out of the wild card right
Yeah.
now, with very few to go. They explained it last night. I forget. Is it Kansas City?
The
No, not Kansas City.
mathematical watch is
Yeah.
on.
No, the other team. I think it's Minnesota. Has to go 500 and the Red Sox have to go like 17-25. No,
Yeah.
that's not. There's too many games there. They have to win like 17 games. Go like 17-8.
Lots.
Like yeah.
Yeah.
And for them to win this, to win the wild
Yeah.
card, it's like, boy, that's almost impossible.
Well, it is the way they're playing now.
Yeah.
But I did want to make my application to join the ranks of the Cora haters out there.
And why is that?
Not that I actually hate a human being. It's a figure of speech, Joe. But the distinction that Lou Mandeville broadcast on his, and you'll hear it after this show airs if you're listening live. The distinction is that the Red Sox made the 100th and 101st errors over the weekend of the season,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is major league leading. And
Yeah.
I've just got to say, I try to make excuses for everybody. Everybody has a bad month, a bad year, bad week, bad day at the office. I get it. Sometimes it's just not in the cards for you. Sometimes other people show up better prepared for you. But there is at no time in my understanding, there is no time for a professional that we are understanding of not being professional. If you are a professional, you can be better than somebody, you can be worse than somebody, you could be pathetic at something. But if you are a professional taking money for it, you have an obligation to work at it and try to be the best you can be. Now,
Not everybody's perfect, though, Dave.
if the Boston Red Sox were a little league team making that many errors, what would happen? The coaches would get them together and drill them 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 until they were tired of being drilled and or improved or left the team and weren't a professional anymore. So, I mean, something's got to change. I can understand slumps. I can understand missing this. There's so much technology has invaded the game. I could understand somebody not adjusting to it well. You're either better than the next guy, you're not better than the next guy, but you can't be putting out that many errors as a pro and laugh it off.
Notice a note that was called in to the panel, 766-1240, Red Sox, glub, glub, glub. They're drowning.
Right.
Well,
But now, if your team is making errors, it is squarely on the head coach's shoulders to take action.
okay. First of all,
Yeah, he's going to
Ready?
tell me I don't know what I'm
you don't know
talking
what
about
you're
because I
talking
don't
about.
skate.
no,
This is what he going.
No.
He does this all
No.
the time to me. Oh,
No.
geez, Dave, you never
You don't-
played
you don't know.
professional baseball,
first
so
of all,
you
they-
have no
First of all,
idea.
they are practicing every single day. You just don't see it.
Baloney.
You're
They're
wrong.
not practicing
You're
enough.
yet-
Practice till you bleed.
No, they practice enough. Secondly, you're not seeing the great plays that are being made. No one talks about that. Tristan Casas had a great game last night
Yeah.
in the field. Second, the one of the errors that was made last night was made in foul territory. I didn't even think it should have been an error. So things like that happen. I agree that they've
Things
made
like
way
that
too
don't
many.
happen 101 times in the same
No,
season.
no. Of the errors that should not have been called errors, maybe 5. So yeah, and I agree. The New York Yankees are in second place with the most errors made, with 80. I mean, we're way ahead of them.
Yeah.
So it's ugly. But they do. It's not due to lack of practice, Dave. They are out there practicing.
No, it
Yes,
doesn't
they
make
are.
any difference to me. It is shameful, and action must be taken.
They
Steps
do-
must be taken to reduce the errors. Would you agree, Linda?
Well,
And if these
I
steps are
think-
ineffective, take new steps.
I think it's embarrassing that we're first in that.
They could be last
You know,
place in the league,
but-
and I'd love them.
But
But it's embarrassing to make errors.
But with that said, some things are called errors that probably shouldn't be, because somebody decides that was an error, that wasn't a
That's right,
hit,
and it's one person.
and
makes
it's
the
one
decision.
person that makes that decision.
Yeah.
And
And when you're the away team, sometimes your
yeah,
calls don't go your
yeah,
way. So
it depends, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want somebody to get a better batting average.
All right,
You want it to
you're
be called-
whitewashing this. You're whitewashing.
No,
it.
no, the thing is, I am.
There's a line, and
I am,
they've
su- I
crossed
am
it.
surprised that Alex Cora is still there. After he's had some not good years.
he has not good players.
Yeah,
that's
well,
the
but-
issue. The ownership. I've had this argument with other people.
Joke about it, and I say, please don't get to be too good. players, Red Sox players, because they trade you.
then they'll trade you.
That's why I asked you about Severino.
Yeah.
He pitched for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
He pitched a wonderful game last night. Why do it's like we get rid of the good guys, and-
Sometimes free agency comes into play too.
Because
Yeah.
the owners are more interested in money than winning.
Well, that part's true.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program.
That's the thing. Yeah.
More coming your way. Stay tuned.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. And now, to benefit the 2024 Autumn Fest celebration, it's Autumn Fest Comedy Night.
How do omelets get into school? They have to pass an exam.
Well, I can see we're going to have to bring the professionals in on this one. And folks, if you want to see true professional local comedians for a good cause, then come to the Autumn Fest Comedy Fundraiser, Friday, September 6th at the Woonsocket Elks Hall, 380 Social Street, Woonsocket. This is an 18-plus event. Doors open at 5 and the show starts at 6. Light snacks will be available along with a cash bar and lots of yucks. There'll be raffles, silent auctions, and door prizes. Tickets to the Autumn Fest Comedy Fundraiser are $30 per person. Purchase tickets online at this website, funny4funds.com. Bugged Out Barbecue will have their food truck in the parking lot starting at 5 p.m. for your edification. Come on out to the Autumn Fest Comedy Fundraiser, Friday night, September 6th at the Woonsocket Elks Hall, 380 Social Street, Woonsocket. Doors open at 5, and the food starts at 5, too.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Button. There we are. It's Coffee and on ON Radio. I had my fingers in the wrong place. I'm Joe Callahan. That's Dave Richards and Linda
That's Dave
Tebow's
Richards
here.
over there.
And so this is not
Did you mention
good.
Linda, by the
Linda
way?
Tebow's here. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I'm still
So,
here.
Even though Florida was voted the most fun state to live in,
Oh, no. This isn't
And-
another one of those wallet hub
no,
things, is it?
Florida came in number 1 and West Virginia came in last. By the way, most fun state to live in. Anyway, these
West
family
by
members.
gosh, Virginia?
Yes,
Didn't they ever listen to John Denver?
country homes. Family members are calling for justice after a man was found dead at a nursing home in Miami-Dade County, North Miami, Florida. A justice for Alin Atine rally was held yesterday in North Miami suburb, which is outside the North Dade Nursing and
Spit it out,
Rehabilitation
Joe.
Center.
Spit it
Yeah.
out. What's going on here?
This is the tough part. The 71-year-old man entered the facility for rehab last month, but then hadn't been seen in 2 weeks. And yesterday morning, his body was found decomposing in a closet.
I thought he left to go back to the hospital.
Did he die and then
What?
someone put him in the closet? Did he go into the closet and get locked in and then die? So the family is
Oh my God.
they're beside themselves.
Yeah.
With
Oh
anger
my
on this
God,
one.
because if he went there for rehab, he was
I know,
in good, and
he
only
was fine.
71, and he was fine.
if they'd have called,
71, yeah.
dropped him a card, or visited him, it wouldn't have been 2 weeks before they figured it out.
That's odd too. How
Yeah.
come no one went to see him in 2 weeks?
That's right.
When someone's-
I'm appalled at how the nursing
I'm
home
sorry.
handled it. What's
Sorry.
that? Oh, don't worry.
Linda's
We
phone's
just
going
ignore
off.
it.
You're appalled. Well, how'd the nursing home lose him? He was right here. Oh, did they think he checked himself out?
Or
But-
did they just not notice that he wasn't eating much anymore? Come on.
I mean, let me count the ways that is so
That's so
wrong.
wrong.
I can't even begin to tell you.
Obviously,
I
to
mean,
me,
if he's-
someone there thought that he had been transferred to another
Yeah,
facility or something.
Yeah, no.
But then again, there was a room. And you know how it is with rooms in a nursing
Yeah.
home. They immediately put somebody else there.
But not only that, he was there for rehab.
Right.
When a person goes to a nursing home, it's like a subacute
Right.
So they're going there for rehab. They're not going there because they're old and feeble or they can't take care. They're going for rehab.
Okay.
71 years old. He probably had a total hip or a total knee or
knee,
something.
yeah.
Or a knee, and he's there for rehab. And when you're there for rehab, that means not only are you there,
They never leave you alone.
no,
They're
when you're
constantly
there,
getting you exercise.
that's what I mean. So you're there. You're gonna get up. You're gonna have a shower. You're gonna have your breakfast.
There's a
You're gonna
regimen.
have an appointment with the physical therapist, maybe the occupational therapist. So there are things that you're doing every day, and somebody should have noticed that
They didn't show up.
he wasn't showing up for his PT, or he
that's
wasn't
why-
there when they went to get him to bring him to PT or whatever.
Well, that's why the question is, let's say, well, unfortunately, maybe he has a heart attack.
Yeah,
in
but
bed,
some-
and then someone in the nursing home or the rehab facility puts him in a closet.
Why would he be
And
in a
hide them.
closet
I don't-
anyway?
I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying. Let's count the
A
ways.
very-
You wanted
what-
peace and quiet?
It's a rarely used closet, I guess.
Wow.
If no one's opened the door for 2 weeks, and
But-
yes, and why didn't the family come and visit?
Well, first of all,
That's
the
another
family
great
usually
question.
would visit you, but maybe he has no family. You don't know that.
Well,
But or
Good
maybe
point.
Good
they-
point.
you know, or
But
maybe
he's
Well,
just said the family's up in arms.
family members are calling for justice.
well, as they
so
should.
there are
So
some,
yeah, well,
so-
yeah, well, let's not go there. But I mean, when you're someplace for rehab, that means you're up and able to participate in that rehab, and so something is rotten in Denmark.
Yeah, something bad is going on there.
Yeah.
Dave, you'll be very happy to hear. The California legislature has approved the decision to honor late baseball superstar Willie Mays.
That's nice.
They passed a resolution to rename a section of Interstate 80 in San Francisco as the Willie Mays Highway. It's located near Oracle Park, where the Bay Bridge enters the city. Willie Mays, a beloved San Francisco Giants player and a two-time Major League Baseball Most Valuable Player, passed away in June at the age of 93. Considered one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He also played for the New York Giants, but he's best known for playing in San Francisco. So, all right.
It's a nice symbolic gesture,
Okay.
although I still remain steadfastly against naming infrastructure after people, but that's the way it
No,
goes.
we got the Ted Williams Tunnel. We got the Ted Williams
I know.
Highway. We got the Ted Williams
JFK,
everything.
we got Logan Airport,
Yes.
We've got the
TF Green.
Gaston
there-
Ayot Senior Center.
There you go, another person who passes away and they name something after him.
Dave's bothered he's not named after him.
No, please don't name me. You ever do that? I'll come back and,
And haunt
have.
you?
I'll come back and have my say. That's for sure.
It's too bad Ed's not here because we always like to kid
It
around.
is too bad Ed's not here.
We like to kid around with Ed, especially when the Mega Millions get so high.
Yeah, and
So
his wife-
Ed, my it's my retirement plan.
Yeah.
Good plan, Joe. The drawing's up to $681 million.
know,
If
huh?
you
Oh,
feel like buying a
chicken
ticket,
feed.
yes.
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
know.
And there
Big
hasn't-
chickens, though.
There hasn't been a grand prize winner since June, and if you want to just take the cash if you win, $336 million.
Ah, not worth
Back
it.
to chicken feed, Dave. It's
Not
worth
worth
it.
it.
They take half.
Not worth it.
That's something.
Gotta love the government. So okay.
You're going to get a ticket?
You know, every time I keep saying, "Yeah, I'm going to," because it's up pretty high. I should get like one of those. Is it $10
Quick
so
pick.
you can get 5?
Oh.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or $20 and you get 10. I forget how it works. And but I always forget. I just always forget to do it. And then the drawing happens, and then like nobody won. Oh, good. Well, I got another chance now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it for Friday. But then then you'll find out. Oh, someone won on Tuesday. I missed out. And it's like,
And you
ah.
would have had it.
I know, but I always got to remember, you got to be a creature of habit. At least this is the way I think when it comes to lottery tickets. This side, you got to keep going to the same store.
Right.
You got to ask for the same amount each time, and if you're playing the same numbers, you obviously got to keep playing the same numbers. But I don't. It's so much easier just to just give me whatever you
Quick
got.
pick.
Give me the quick
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to keep remembering.
And you remember the
2,
definition
5,
of
7.
insanity, don't you? Doing the same thing in the
Expecting a
same
different-
way every
expecting a different
time,
result.
expecting a different result. Right.
Well, I do expect to win. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey Chestnut
Well, good
won the
luck.
hot dog eating contest yesterday.
Did he again?
Yes, he did.
Oh, always
Well, this
does.
is the new one. They used to have the one on Memorial Day. No, 4th of July. It was on-
4th of
it was
July.
on Coney Island.
Coney Island.
And he got bumped out from even competing from that because he decided to do this one on Labor Day with another.
Well, no.
because he signed up with Netflix.
He got bumped out, and then he decided to take someone else's offer.
Yeah. So it was him up against his competitor, Takuro Kobayashi. They go back and forth battling this out.
And they've been up against each other many times.
Yeah, but they haven't faced off in 15 years. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's how many hot dogs you can eat in 10 minutes. And the difference this year is on Coney Island, they can you got to eat the hot dog in the bun. On Coney Island, you can dip the bun in the water, which means the whole thing disintegrates. It makes it
Right.
much easier to swallow.
Yeah.
And but this one, you couldn't do that. You had to actually chew it and to swallow it. So Chestnut, you want to guess how many he ate in 10 minutes?
How many?
83.
What?
83 hot
In
dogs
10 minutes,
10
full-size hot
minutes.
dogs.
That is just constant.
Oh
You
my
just are
God.
not stopping. Kobayashi, he came in second, 66.
Slacker.
Flat. That's right. So Chestnut
And
beat his own
both of
record.
them are idiots. You know, there's children starving in China.
Well, they don't want hot dogs though. Chestnut beat his own record, he of which was 76, beat it by almost 10, but he walked away with $100,000.
Wow.
That's
He's
the
going to
grand
be getting
prize.
older now. How old
And a
is
case
Do I
of
have
Does
Tums.
he say?
I don't have any years on these guys,
I mean, he's been doing this a long time.
and both of
Yeah.
these guys are rather slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not like sumo wrestlers
No,
going up and doing
no,
this.
no.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
I don't-
I don't know what their metabolism must be like. Do they go out for a run afterwards? Oh my
they don't
God.
eat at all after.
It's just crazy. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Dave, thanks for stepping in for Ed Carew. in the
You
last minute.
betcha.
Appreciate that. And,
Look forward to seeing Ed back here in the chair next
all right,
Tuesday.
and Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure, as always.
All right.
And I'll see you tomorrow morning in the Morning Fun Show with Dave and Joe on the radio,
That's, Joe
Joe.
and Dave. Thanks, Dave.
And trivia.
Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the Crew. Do You Remember is coming your way at 9:30 on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
Drivers who are in Providence and do not stop for school buses with flashing night lights will soon face